Ready?
Breaking: Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
It's an exciting moment for me in my life.
He's going to be 43, and they're not winning the Super Bowl.
The Bucs win! Bucs win! The Bucs have punched their ticket to Super Bowl 55. Kneel down formation. Tom Brady, you are the man. You are the GOAT. The greatest of all time. His 10th Super Bowl. Golly, is this his 6th ring? 7th ring? 7th ring.
You know, I think about 21 years, I've played in the NFL, and 20 years going to last year, I was a free agent, and I didn't know what my career was going to be. I was a 6th-round pick. I never forgot that. I still haven't forgot that to this day. I have a lot of perspective on where I was at one point in my life.
I think you do, man. Congratulations. Coach, we got you, man. I got you always. Yeah, always, baby. Let's go! You guys happy? I'm happy. What are you? I got a eye back on your face. Come here. I love you.
Start with congrats. What's it mean to you to be named Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year for 2021?
Thanks, I appreciate it. A little bit of a surprise, obviously, I think, when it kind of comes out of the blue. You get a phone call and said, hey, you're, achieved this amazing honor. The second time in my life, and hard to imagine, because I was a kid growing up that loved sports and, loved every athlete and loved playing ball. And I used to have my Sports Illustrateds hanging on my wall. Every time I get one, I'd tear off the front cover, and it was a collage. And it was really amazing.
Who, I think we have a visual aid, I forgot to bring it up here. Who, we printed this out here for, who is that guy? You recognize him?
Man, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I do, and I think that those moments in my life too, 2005, 2006, it's the early part of my career. We had a lot of, I'd say, professional success, but at the same time, it was still really early in my journey. My journey of personal life, professional life, and all the different things that come with being a pro athlete. This was, I'd say, the beginning, if I was to look at it, and I think there's this great honor that gets bestowed upon you at a young age, and you got to grow into it too. I feel like I'm pretty well grown into it. I've seen all the ups and downs and different parts of success and failure, and right here, there was no wife, there was no kids, there was none of that. It was just me, my career, and then now I look at myself, and there's so much more to me than just that picture now. And I think there's a extended family should be right there alongside with me, when I see something like that. That's one person. To me, I am who I am because of so many different people.
Well, I got more visual aids here since you brought it up. You're, we're on the same wavelength.
Oh, man.
So you're at an age now where
that's great.
You're not just a dad, but you have kids that are at an age where they can appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you, and what does that do to your decision to keep doing this drill? That you've got kids that they get it. They know what dad's all about.
Yeah, and I think, this is the reason why I think you try to be the best you could be, for them. For my son, is Jack, who's probably the best part of my football career, is having him at training camp with me for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, and just having him every day to myself, and just a great kid, My family's so important, and without them, there isn't the joy of life that I have. And yeah, you look at just how happy we are together, playing and having fun, and so it's all about. This is going right in my wall. I'm framing it. I already got a spot for it, so it's awesome.
Keep going with that. What makes you say, I don't want to stop?
I think that a couple things. One is, the competition's fun, and I'm still pretty good at it too. And if I stopped, I think I'd have to find something else that I'm pretty good at. And I don't think that, I'm going to be able to jump into something that has the same amount of excitement. Football pushes you in ways that not a lot of other things can.
How hard is it to motivate? How hard is it to do?
I think that the emotional and the frustration part, like I said, is the hardest part. I'm dealing with, how am I not tortured by the game? How am I not tortured by small wins? Because I think everything should be a big win all the time. If it's not perfect, then why do it? That's kind of, if the game plan's not perfect, why should I do it? If the plays aren't perfect, why should I do it? If the pass isn't perfect, why should I do it? And I think that's a little bit of the torture. And I think the perspective on that is, if you don't get a chance, like I imagine not playing, and I imagine me watching football on Sunday going, man, these guys suck. I mean, I could do way better than that. And then still knowing in my heart that I actually could do it.
That's what you project.
Yeah, that's what I think. In my, well, I'd think that.
Right,
you know,
right.
I could retire last year, but I'd watch this year and I'd watch a lot of guys play, and I know that I'm put myself in a position to win another Super Bowl. I don't know if we will. I don't know if we can, but I know that I'm going to do everything I can to put ourselves in the best position I can. So I think there's an enjoyment for me still to be able to do that. Yeah, it's still fun. There's still joy. That's the best part.
I was going to ask you.
And I have to remind myself of it too. It's not like I wake up every day like, hey man, it's another sunny day. No, it's like, all right, let's grind and move on. And I think even in this point, it's like running a marathon, you know. And I did it. My friend ran a New York City marathon a couple weeks ago, and I was like, how was it? And he goes, you know, the moment it ended, I was like, I'm never running another marathon again. And then, you know, I talked to him 2 days ago. He's like, you know, I'm thinking about, and because when you're in the moment, it's hard. And then when you're have some time to remove yourself from it, you go, man, that challenged me. That challenged me in ways that not running wouldn't challenge me. And there's ways football, if I'm not playing, I won't be challenged the same way. And there's a part of me that loves the challenge. And sometimes when you're in the challenge, you're like, this sucks.
Thank you guys. I'm so proud of all these guys down here. Everything we dealt with all year. We had a rough month in November, but BA had all the confidence in us. The team had a lot of confidence. We came together at the right time. I think we knew this was going to happen tonight, didn't we?
Here's the outcome. Here's the
love all these pictures.
Yeah,
It's like gifts for me.
visual aids.
Wow.
It's
really cool.
What do you remember about that game? What's your sort of one enduring memory of Super Bowl 55?
It was a great, you know, culmination of a really crazy year for all of us. And a crazy year in the sense that every year is a different journey. And, you know, every team goes on a different journey to either success or failure. You know, there's a year like 2007 that I was a part of with the Patriots where we were undefeated. And we had an incredible team. And in the end, we get to the Super Bowl, and it's not a great ending to the journey. This year, we were 7-5 at our bye week. And it was a crazy year. There were no fans in the stands, and, you know, there was no family at games. And then all of a sudden, we won 8 straight. And you just never know how it's going to go. And again, we're such in this, especially as athletes, you know, you're so much in the week-to-week mode. You know, when we were 7-5, I don't think anyone was thinking that moment. But, you know, I think when we got to 11-5, we started thinking about that moment. And then after we won one playoff game against Washington, we're like, look, we got to win one more. We got to go to the Saints and beat the Saints. They'd beaten us twice. And then we won that one. And it was like, we're in the championship game. You know, let's go to Green Bay and just do it. And then we did it. And then we literally landed at Tampa Airport, and we're looking at the flashing lights of our stadium going, holy cow, we're one game from being world champs.
Tell me if I'm wrong. It seems like we're getting more Tom Brady in the last year. We're hearing you, we're seeing you. You seem like you're putting yourself out there a little more.
Just, I think, more comfortable with, you know, naturally I'd say I'm very introverted, you know. I loved football. Maybe I didn't always love what came along with it and the expectations and, you know, having to please everybody all the time. And then, you know, I was in an environment where, you know, what the goal of our football team at the Patriots was, you know, there was one voice and we were all going to say the same thing, and you got to do what's best in the best interest of the team. And I think this is a different approach. Our team here, I think there are more voices, and it's fine. There's different ways to be successful too. So again, I learned a lot from it. You know, I think now I'm rediscovering, you know, my voice, and I'm having fun with it. And I think there's more comfortable just as an older guy too, you know. My give a shit levels are probably a lot less.
It should be at Super Bowls in age 44.
Yeah. Probably a lot more 10 years from now. I'm kind of like a little, okay, what's it going to be like 10 years from now? I'm really not going to give a shit then, you know. That was awesome.
That was great.
Thank you very much. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
That was,
These are great pictures too.